Hello everyone and welcome back to the Part-Time Gamers YouTube channel. I am Welchy, one half of the Part-Time Gamers, and welcome back to Part-Time Gamers Weekly. This is the weekly show where we go through all the hottest topics in video game news and what's going on in the industry. We talk about our Part-Time Gamers Game Club of the month, and we also talk about just what we've been playing in general and any other questions that you may put in the comments or whatnot. So yeah, big week this week. Obviously last week we spoke about the massive Xbox acquisition of Activision, and we've learnt more about that recently. Stuff like Call of Duty is apparently going to stay, but I'm still doubtful on those words. But this week we're going to do what we were supposed to do last week and go through our Metacritic score predictions. So without further ado, let's get straight into topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
Okay, so this is the first time we've done this on this channel in any kind of way or form. Basically what this is we have gathered a list of 30, around 30 video games which are supposedly releasing in 2022. Of course, some of these could be delayed, and I expect at least 5, if not 10. You know, that's delay season. It just happens. Like a lot of these games are supposed to come out last year, so some of these will be pushed to 2023, so they won't count when that time comes. But as of right now, some of these have set dates and some of them just have a 2022 window. So what we've done is we've gone and predicted the review score we think is going to get on Metacritic. So for those of you that don't know what Metacritic is, it's a website that accumulates not every review score ever, but they have set reviews like companies, so like IGN, GameSpot, PlayStation Magazine, anything like that. They use a lot of people. For example, I'm looking at a review here at the moment on Metacritic where they have used so far 41 critics that have gathered the score, and then they average that score out. I don't know if they give more weight into like IGN than like another company. I don't think so. I think it is literally just averaging all of them. I might be wrong though, but basically Metacritic will give the average score. So instead of just going to IGN and seeing, oh, IGN gave this game a 10, it must be amazing. But then you go to Metacritic and it's actually on like a 70. That would probably not happen, but you get the overall opinion of the game rather than just one person's view. So the reason we're doing it on Metacritic is because obviously it's a more rounded view. Rather than if we pick IGN, it's harder to predict what they're going to say because you don't know who's reviewing it and whatnot. So yeah, the scoring system is how Metacritic does it is out of 100. So the lowest score being 1. I imagine 0, but that's never happened, but you get my point. And the highest being 100. Again, that hasn't happened for a game. I believe the highest ever was 97, and I think that was Zelda Breath of the Wild. Or it might have even been GTA 5, might have been up there as well, that kind of level. I can't remember. But that's like, because you have to be scoring hundreds like pretty much all the time, and then the odd 90 or something. And for example, God of War 2018, I believe got 94, maybe 93, but I believe it got 94. So they're like the upper echelon. Typically, I would say a good game is, as in just a good game, is about 70 and above is like a game which it's good, it's just not for everyone. And it's not like to peak. Below 70, you'll get into the games which are like, it may not be worth your time. Great games, I would say, are like 80 and above, especially once you get to like 85, they're like amazing games. And then 90 is like you probably should play this game. So anyway, I digress. We've picked 30 games, not picked 30 games, but gone through 30 games, given a review score, a Metacritic score. I've done this, and so has Phippsy. It's quite hard for us to get both our videos into this because it just is, or his audio. So he's just sent me his list. I sent him the list and he gave me his scores back. I did not look at his scores when I did my scores, and vice versa. He hasn't looked at mine. Obviously, I have now. And also, there's 2 games on this list that are already out and have scores because I delayed this a week. But I sent Phippsy my predictions for those before those reviews come out, just so he knew that I wasn't cheating. And you're about to find out that I definitely wasn't. So yeah, what we're going to do to score this. So at the end of the year, or the beginning of next year, we'll come back and see how we did. Probably when we do this next year, so we'll do a 2023 one. We'll see how we both did. It's going to be a scoring system, so if either of us get the score bang on, so if I say God of War Ragnarok is going to be 100 out of 100, and it is on Metacritic, then I get 5 points for that. I always say same Phippsy. So we get 5 points if we get the score bang on. If we're 1 away, if we're 1 point away, we get 2 points. And then if neither of us are there, so if I'm 1 point away but Phippsy's bang on, only Phippsy get. Let's scratch that. We'd both. He'd get 5. I'd get 2. If you're more than 1 away, you get nothing, unless we're both more than 1 away. It might be getting confusing. So basically, let me start that again. If you get it bang on, 5 points. If you get 1 away, 2 points. If you're more than 1 away, you get nothing, unless we're both more than 1 away. If we're both more than 1 away, then the closest person will get 1 point. We're going to see that in examples in these first 2 examples anyway. So hopefully that makes sense. And at the end of the year, we'll tally up the points. I'll keep track of the points. Hopefully, if I remember, I'll go for it each week on the PTG Games Weekly. But and at the end of the year, the winner, the loser, will buy the other person a pizza of their choice. Yeah, that's the win. That's the rules. I don't think Phippsy knows that part of the rules, but I'm pretty sure he'd be happy with that anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other thing I guess I should mention is that we're not taking the Metacritic from the day the game releases, because some reviewers take a few more days to send their scores and it can fluctuate a little bit. Normally on the day you're pretty much roundabout, but because it can sway by a couple points, we're going to do it 2 weeks from release. So basically, I guess at the end of the year we should just go through and look at the review scores, because by the end of the year they'll all be done. But it's more for those games that come out in November and December. Those are the ones where it's like, give them a bit more time to see what their scores are. So let's get straight into this. We're starting with the games that have just come out recently, and then the games that have dates and are in order. So for example, there's 2 games that are out now, or one's going out tomorrow, and then the rest of the next 10 or so games all have set dates. Then after that, it's just in alphabetical order for games that have been announced for 2022. So let's start with Rainbow Six Extraction. It came out last Thursday or Wednesday. I'm recording this on Thursday the 27th. I think it came out the 20th. Might have even come out, whatever. I predicted that this game would get a 79 on Metacritic, which I thought would be not quite great, but a good game. Phippsy predicted 76. I'm just going to double check, because I wrote this the other day, but when I was looking, I looked actually yesterday. Sorry if you can hear the typing. Rainbow Six Extraction is currently 73. Another thing I forgot to mention, for multi-platform games, so Xbox, PC, PlayStation, obviously if it's a one console only, it's obvious it's only going to have one score, but Rainbow Six Extraction has a 72 on Xbox, and a 74 on PS5, and a 70 on PC. What we've decided and agreed on is that we're only going to look at the Xbox and PS5 scores, because we don't play PC, and we will take the average of the Xbox and PS5. They're normally going to be pretty similar, but as you can see, they're slightly different here. 72, 74, similar enough. So the average between 72 and 74 is 73. So on that one, as I said, I picked 79, Phippsy 76, both more than 1 away, but Phippsy's closest, he gets a point. So I'm going to put 1 point to Phippsy. Bad start for me. I've played it. I've played an hour and a half with Phippsy, maybe even 2 hours. I like it. I think 73 is pretty harsh. From what I played, I want to play more of it. But yeah, it is what it is. Next is Pokemon Legends Arceus, which comes out tomorrow, Friday the 28th. We are way off from this. I was really worried about this game. I predicted 77. Phippsy predicted 80. I was worried about this game, and apparently it is fantastic. Apparently it's the best Pokemon in years. Typical. The one that I am actually concerned about is good, and the ones I'm hopeful for is shit. Yeah, Phippsy's won this one as well, because he predicted 80. 6 points away. We're both way off, really, but he is closer, so he gets the point. That's the rules. Maybe we should have a rule where if we're both 10 points away, we'd just get nothing. I think we'll make that a rule. So next are games that are coming out. So those are the two that are out. So this is going to be more interesting now because this is the ones we've got to wait and see. Dying Light 2 Stay Human. This game comes out next week, I believe. I think Tuesday or Wednesday. I think Tuesday, February the 2nd. That's February the 1st, can't be. Maybe it's the 3rd, maybe next Thursday. I can't remember, but it's out next week. And oh, sorry, God, that was coming across. A lot of people have high hopes for this. I didn't play the first one. I know it's a much loved game. I've predicted 80. I think it'll be a game that does get some really high scores from some companies, but I also think some companies, reviewers, will give it lower scores because it's more the same, or just, you know, in this day and age where there's so many good open world games, it probably just doesn't stand out. I think the parkour elements will give it the highest scores. So I think I've gone with an 80. I think that's good, but of course I do, because that's what I predicted. Phippsy's gone with 82, so we're both in a similar range there. So that one we'll be able to hopefully find out next week who is closer. I think the reviews actually come out Tuesday, so I don't think the game does. The reviews come out Tuesday. Wednesday. Am I wrong? Is it Wednesday? Whatever. The reviews are out early next week, so we'll know soon on this one. Next is Sifu. Sifu is a game I'm really looking forward to. Phippsy is really looking forward to. We're going to be getting it. That comes out on the 8th, but we're going to get the digital deluxe edition. Both of us are going to get it, which comes out 2 days earlier. So we get it on a Sunday, which is really weird. But Sifu is a PlayStation timed exclusive, and it looks really cool. I think I've mentioned it in Part-Time Games Weekly a few weeks ago. Before Christmas, actually. My one where I was like, games to look forward to in 2022. I put 85. I think this is going to be really highly regarded, this game. It's coming out in a year where there's so many great games, so I think it's going to not have the same effect it would have had if it came out last year. I think it would have been extremely popular last year. And Phippsy's gone with 87, so again, he's 2 more than me on this one, like yours and Dying Light. I think we're in the right ballpark there. One of us might actually get this bang on. I hope we're not wrong. I hope it's not at 80 or below, because it's going to be a little bit disappointing, so I'm really excited for this one. But yeah, I think this one's going to be very popular, with critics in particular. Next is Crossfire X. Now, I'm excited to talk about this one because I know nothing much about the game other than it's made by Remedy, who made Control, which is a fantastic game which came out in 2019. 2019. And they also made Alan Wake, another game I love, and they're making Alan Wake 2 coming up. Crossfire X, I believe, is a multiplayer game, or Crossfire is a multiplayer game, but Crossfire X, this in particular is the story part of that. I think there might be multiplayer in this as well, but there's a story to this, which Remedy are doing. Because it's Remedy, I've gone high, I've gone 80. Phippsy's gone 65. So we've got, this is, by the way, also the biggest difference in our scores, 15. I've gone 80, Phippsy's gone 65, and I can see it going either way. That's the problem with this one. This is either just going to be so bang average like Phippsy had predicted, or it's going to be a really good story from Remedy and a really good game. I do think it's going to go either way. I've gone with the be positive. It's an Xbox game. It's going to be day one Game Pass, so I'm looking forward to playing it. But I can see Phippsy's reasoning there with 65, because it could just be one of those damp squids which just comes out and no one really talks about it, and it's just forgotten about in a week. But I believe that comes out early Feb, like middle of Feb. That's why it was there. So that one's going to be interesting, because if that's like a 75, so the middle would be like 72 would go to Phippsy and 73 would go to me. So it's going to be interesting. That's going to be hard to get. Who's going to get the point? 72, 73 could be where it lands, you know. So it could literally be one way or the other. But anyway, moving on to one of my most anticipated games of the year, Horizon Forbidden West. This comes out, I want to say the 18th of Feb. I've got my calendar here. It's on my calendar, that's how important it is to me. The 18th of Feb. Super excited for this one. I'm a fan of Horizon Zero Dawn. It's not my favourite game ever, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, this game just looks like it is. They've taken all the criticism and feedback on the original game and just made it so much better. It looks fantastic. I genuinely can't wait for this game. Other than God of War, it's my most anticipated game for the year, I think. So I've gone with 89. What did it? Let me see what Horizon Zero Dawn got, because I might have overcooked this. Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, I got an 89. So I've gone for a repeat of 89. I didn't. Wow, I got 89 last time. Oh shit, this might get higher, you know. So I'll stick with 89 because I think there were people that think it's better than the last game, but I also think there were people that think it's just more the same. I think it will average out to be pretty much a bang on the same score. Phippsy's gone with 88, so he's obviously thinking similar. So that one's going to be very close. I can see one of us getting the full 5 points there. But if it becomes a 90 or above, it's my score, which could also happen. But it could also go the other way. It could be 87. I don't see a world where it doesn't score 85 minimum. I think the world would be disappointed and shocked if it doesn't get at least 85. I would be disappointed and shocked as well. Sorry. Next on the list, February's a fucking ridiculous month. We've got Seafood, Crossfire X, alright, maybe not. Horizon Forbidden West, and Dying Light 2, sorry, and Elden Ring. Elden Ring's next, and this is similar to Horizon Forbidden West in that I can't see it getting lower than 85. I've actually gone with 91. Now this does not represent my feelings towards the game. I am not going to enjoy this game, I can already tell you that. I'll be amazed if I do, I hope I do, but I don't think I'm going to, just because of its souls and stuff. But I know that it's going to be highly regarded. I just can't see this getting low scores at all. I think it's Souls in an open world, people are going to absolutely love it. I think from the previews that everyone's played, everyone seems to love the previews, so it can only be good on the full package. I'm convinced this will be the first 90 plus for the year. I hope I'm wrong, I hope Horizon is, but I think Elden Ring will definitely be 90 plus. I've gone to 91, Phippsy's gone to 93. He is basically calling this, I can't remember his other scores, basically game of the year. Yeah, I can see it happening. I think it'll be 90 plus for sure. Yeah, I just don't see it going any other way. Let me check what Dark Souls 3 got. Dark Souls 3 got 89. What did Bloodborne get? 90? Bloodborne 92, yeah. It's just not going to score low. It's just not going to. So that's an interesting one. And I'm excited to try it, but I'm not expecting to play it long. Especially with Horizon the week before. That's my game that I'm going to be focusing on. But anyway, after that we've got Gran Turismo 7. I want to try and speed through these because we've got so many games to go through. Gran Turismo 7, not much to say here. It's a sim racer. They normally do pretty well. I've gone with 83. Phippsy's gone with 80. I don't think it'll be as popular and as well loved as Forza Horizon 5 because while that simmy is more arcadey, I think it'll be very good graphically, but I just don't think it won't have that much fun to it, and I think that's why it won't get the higher marks. But yeah, I've gone 83, Phippsy's gone 80. Next is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is a Borderlands spin-off. I don't know what to think of this. I've never been a massive fan of Borderlands. They normally do quite well though, but I've gone with 81. Phippsy's gone 85. Let me just check what Borderlands 3 got. It's too late, but it's just interesting. Borderlands 3 got 78. How the fuck does... It got 78 on PS4, 91 on PS5. There's only been 5 people to review it on PS5 itself. Okay, so we won't take that. We'll take the PS4 score. It's about an 80, so I think we're good there on our predictions. Next is Vampire the Masquerade. Sorry, I'm looking this way, guys, because I've got my notes. Let me see if I get my notes over here instead. I'll have to move it at some point, but I can read it for now. Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. I'm not convinced it's actually going to come out at all. I feel like I've known this game forever. I've gone with 74. I feel like it's losing its hype, and I think it's been delayed a few times, and I think it's been delayed because it's having issues. I think it's going to come out. Some people will like it, some people won't. It'll just be a bit of a Rainbow Six Extraction, to be honest. So I've gone with 74. Phippsy's gone 73, so we're very close on that one. After that is Forspoken. Forspoken is a game which I'm really excited about on PS5. I think it'll be a timed exclusive. I don't think it's a full exclusive, but anyway. I think this will be a slight disappointment for PS5, but I think it'll be a great game. But I think the trailers and stuff, I've been like really hyped about it, especially the first trailer. But then the more I see, the more I think, yeah, this looks good, but it doesn't look incredible. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope it is incredible. Like I do every single game that comes out, I want to be incredible, but I just got a feeling that this is going to just miss the mark. I think it's going to get an 80, which is a great game, but not for my hopes, and I think a lot of people hopes they wanted more, and obviously Phippsy does, because Phippsy's gone with 87. I actually hope Phippsy's right on this one, but I think it's going to be lower. Saints Row. Now, this is a game, again, I'm not even sure it's going to come out. It just doesn't look that great to me from what I've seen. I've never been a fan of Saints Row anyway. I've gone with 73. I think it's going to come out and just not really impress. Phipps has gone 80, so he's expecting it to be a pretty well-regarded game. I don't see that, but I hope I'm wrong. Saints Row has a lot of fans, and a lot of people want to see it come back in a good way. Next is Starfield. Starfield comes out in November 11th of the 11th. I've got high hopes for Starfield. It's obviously made by people that made Fallout, Skyrim, and whatnot. I've gone with 88. I think they know this is Xbox's time to shine. Obviously, we've had Halo and Forza Horizon and stuff, but this is Starfield is like their first big new game, and this one that they can, if they can make it incredible, it will really put it on the map. First day Game Pass. It'll be first time that Sony PlayStation aren't getting that big RPG from Bethesda. I think if they can knock this one out of the park, it'd be really good for the Xbox brand. And I think they're going to get 88 around there. Phippsy's gone 82, which I can also see because these games can be hit or miss, especially for me. But it can be missed for a lot of people. What did Fallout 4 get? Sorry I keep doing this, guys, but I find it really interesting. Fallout 4, an 87. So that's more towards my score. So I'm guessing Skyrim got like ridiculous. Skyrim doesn't review that well. It does on PC. It's got a 94 on PC. What about Xbox 360? Yeah, it doesn't tell me. Okay. Alright, well, I don't know. We'll see on that one. I've gone 88, Phipp's gone 82. Next is Stalker 2. Another game I'm not sure it's going to come out. It's just been delayed from like April to December. It can easily get delayed again into 2023. It's only a month to play with. I think this game looks cool, but I don't think it's going to break records or be incredible. I've gone 81. Phipp's gone 75. 75 is what I would call like the average score, which I think is fair for this, but I could see it being a bit better than that. I hope I'm right as well. Again, another Game Pass game. And that is it for the games that have release dates, unless release dates have come out since I've done this list. Next is A Plague Tale Requiem. Again, apologise if I'm saying that name wrong. A Plague Tale, the first one, I can't remember what it's called, the first one. Oh, Plague Tale Innocence. I loved that game a lot more than I thought I was going to. It was probably one of my surprises of the year, the year that I played it, 2020, I think. And I'm super excited for the sequel. Super, super excited. I think it's coming day one to Game Pass. And yeah, that is one of my most anticipated games of the year. I think it's going to get an 84. Again, sorry, but I need to know what it got before. It must have got like an 80. It must have. Plague Tale Innocence on average on 82. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I've gone 84. Phipp's gone 80. I can see that because from what I saw in the trailer, it didn't showcase anything new, like massively new and interesting gameplay wise, I don't think, unless I just forgot the game. Obviously it looked better graphically, and I think they got a bigger budget this time because of how successful the first one was. Now, well, not successful really, but how well received it was. So I think we'll notice that. I feel like we'll notice the bigger budget in the game graphically, and you'll just feel it. but I didn't see many ways that they were really innovating. But you don't have to, it's a sequel. So if the story is good, if it looks good, if it plays well, and if it's fun, I can see it getting 84, but I can also see it dropping a few points and going Phippsy's way to 80. Next, Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora. Now, highlighting this one because this is the first time that me and Phippsy have predicted the same score, the exact same score on this one. We've both gone 72. Now, I want this game to be a 94. I love Avatar. I love the world of Pandora. I really want this game to be incredible. It's coming from Ubisoft, the guys that make Division, I think. And I can see this being a pretty big flop, to be honest. I so hope I'm wrong, but I can see this going in the same way as a Marvel Avengers, the same way as an Anthem. That's the kind of vibe I'm going to get from this, I think. I so hope I'm wrong, because I really want this game to be good. I also don't think it's coming out this year, but it says it is, so we've given it a score. This game, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2023. But anyway, 72 from me and Phippsy there, so who knows, we might both get 5 points. Next is Bayonetta 3, and now my list is too long, so I need to go to the screen. Bayonetta 3. Another one, 2 in a row, same score from me and Phippsy. I've gone 88 and Phippsy's gone 88. Bayonetta, and now I'm going to have a look here again, apologies, but I believe they score really well and they're very popular. Bayonetta 2 on the Switch in 2018 got a 92. 92. Incredible. And I think the original Bayonetta got a 90 on Xbox 360. So yeah, I think we're in the right ballpark with 88. Because I think it's been so long that it's going to come out and be like, oh yeah, it's good, it's really good, but it's kind of just the gaming industry's moved on. Like, where's this? Where's that? Where's this mechanic? Why have you not done this? Why have that? You know, that kind of thing. Like, okay, when that was in the Bayonetta 2, that was fine, but we've developed past that now. We need this kind of thing. That's what I'm on about. So I think 88 is. I reckon the Phippsy could bang on there. You know, I don't see it getting 90. It might, but I think we'll bang on. I've just lost my thing here. There we go. Next is Bright Memory Infinite. Now, me and Phippsy got 12 points away from each other on this one, so it's another big one, big difference. Another Xbox Game Pass Day 1 and Xbox exclusive. It might be timed, but Bright Memory Infinite is one of the first games we saw when Xbox was showcasing their like next gen stuff, and graphically it looked incredible. I believe this is the game which was made by one person. I don't know if that's now changed and he's hired some people, but I believe when they showcased it, it was being made by one person, which was incredible itself. It looks great, but I think it's going to be a bit samey and a bit boring by the time it comes out. If it comes out this year, I mean, it says it is, but I still doubt it. I haven't really heard much since that first ever trailer. I've gone 77, Phippsy's gone 65. It's gone very low with this one, which I can also see. I don't see this one being fantastic at all. I can see it being fun and great to look at. Again, hope we're wrong, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be great. Next, Ghostwire Tokyo. We're a bit closer on this one, or a lot closer. I've gone 78, Phippsy's gone 79. Game looks really interesting, really cool. I think it'll be a good game, but I don't think it's going to hit that great level. I think it'll have a lot of good things, but also some annoying things or boring things. This is a game which is going to be exclusive to PS5 for a year, and then it will come to Xbox, because Xbox own the studio now. It's just they already had this agreement in place. Next is the big event, God of War Ragnarok, my most anticipated game of the year by a country mile. I really hope it comes out this year. There's rumours it's coming out like May, June. I hope they're right, but it seems a bit early, but I hope they're right. I can also see it come out later in the year. I've got 92. I just want to confirm what I said earlier. I'm pretty sure it got a 94. Just to confirm, God of War 94 on PS4. God of War 3 got a 92 on PS3. God of War 1 got a 94 on PS2. Wow. Talk about a game which gets high scores. It's God of War. Wow, that's insane. I've gone 92. I've gone less than the original God of War remake 2018 reboot, because I think there's going to be a slight element of people thinking it's a bit more of the same. 2018 was such a revolution, such a change of pace for God of War, a complete different game to the original trilogy that it shocked people, stunned people, and it was incredibly good. And I think it will be again. It's not going to have that surprise factor this time. And I think that will just drop the score a little bit. I still think it's going to be above 90. And I've got 92. Phippsy's got 94, which again, it could just be the same, like, bang, it is fucking incredible. 94, there you go, happy days. Again, I hope Phippsy's right because it means it is. I hope I'm right as well. Like, 92 is a fantastic score. Anything above 90, I'm happy with because it means it's done it again. And I think it will. Gotham Knights. This is a game which I think looks pretty bang average, considering it hasn't got Batman in it. It doesn't have to have Batman in it, obviously, but it looks like it's focused on like co-op or team play, and those games just typically don't review as well as single player games. So I've gone 78, Phippsy's gone 77, very similar. Yeah, it just didn't look like the game I want for a Gotham game. Is more single player, like the Arkham games. I hope it's great, but it just looked a bit, it looked cool. I'll play it. I'm not expecting massive scores. Next is Hogwarts Legacy, and we're 11 points away from each other on this one. I've gone 78, and Phippsy's gone 89. I think that Phippsy's looking at this not rose tinted glasses, but I think he's looking at it in a how he wants it to score more than how he thinks it will score. He might tell me I'm wrong, but I can just see this. 89 seems high. One thing you got to remember is that a lot of people do not like J.K. Rowling, and people will purposefully, and it's not right because although she is involved because it's Harry Potter, but she's not making the game, so I think people should give the scores for the people making the game. But people will subconsciously lower the score because of J.K. Rowling's involvement in Harry Potter. You've also got Harry Potter games haven't been incredible ever, so obviously I think this will be the best one, and a 78, I think that is saying a lot about the other ones. I just think this game's going to be good, but not fantastic. I hope Phippsy's right and it is fantastic, but I just don't think it is. That deep down, I want it to be. I really, really, really want it to be. But I've just got this bad feeling that it's going to come out and disappoint slightly. Don't get me wrong, 78 is a good enough score, but I think the hype that it is built warrants an 89. But I personally think it's going to get there, but I hope it does. Next is, this video's getting on a bit, Little Devil Inside. I've gone 80, Phippsy's gone 83. I believe there was a state of play which showed off more of this game, but I never actually watched it. It's a cool little indie game. I think it will do well. I don't think it'll get the humongous like 90 scores. 80 is very good for an indie game. I think it's, apologies guys, my video cut out for some reason then. But yeah, as I was saying, Little Devil Inside, 80 is good. And Phippsy's gone 83. That'd be a very good score for this game. I could also see this being like 75, but hopefully it'll get where we've predicted. Marvel's Midnight Suns, I don't know too much about this one. Isn't this the one where it's like you play as a new Marvel character? When it came out, it looked like a mobile game which was going to be on console. It didn't appeal to me at all. I've gone 79, Phippsy's gone 73. The more I think about it, the more he might be right on this one. I don't think this one's... It's Marvel, so people will like it, but in terms of a critic review, I'm not sure it's going to do that well. Next is Redfall. I'm seeing a vibe here with Phippsy. Redfall is another Xbox exclusive. I think looking at Xbox exclusives, he's gone Redfall, I won't tell you the score yet, but he's gone Crossfire 65. Where was the other one? Bright Memory Infinite 65. Starfield, okay, he gave a relatively high score, 82. But now Redfall, he's gone 68, which is very low. This is Arcane Studios who made Dishonored, Dishonored 2, Prey, our Game Club Game of the Month, and Deathloop. I've gone 83 because Arcane have got a very good track record. This is different from what they normally make. They normally make those single player experiences. This is more co-op, so it's very different to what they normally do. But just because of their very good track record, I'm going to have to say 83. I think this will be well received. Next is Scorn. Scorn is a game we heard about in that first Xbox presentation as well for next gen. I assumed it was meant to come out on launch, and it still isn't out. I think we've seen one like gameplay preview since, and it looked pretty boring if I had to be honest. So I've gone 72, Phippsy's gone 74. The first trailer looked amazing. It looked like horror vibes, and when I watched the gameplay, I was like, this doesn't look that great. So I've gone 72, Phippsy 74. Next, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, this is another game which could go the way of, as far as I'm aware, unless I'm wrong, I've not looked too much into this game since its announcement really. I believe it's going to be similar in vein to the Avengers game, but this time there's, 4 characters in the Justice League? I don't know. No, in the Suicide Squad? I don't know. There's a certain amount of characters in this Suicide Squad, and you can play with friends. I believe it's meant to be like the Avengers, where you can join up as the Suicide Squad and go out and do shit. If it's more single player than I'm expecting, then maybe it'll be better than that. Obviously, this is Rocksteady, the people that made the Arkham series, and got a very good track record. But because I'm getting the vibe of like the Marvel's Avengers on this, I've gone with 80. Phippsy's gone with 72, so I think he's getting the same vibes. I'm a little bit doubtful on this one, but I hope I'm wrong, because the trailer looked cool, but I just don't get the right vibe. Talking about the right vibe, the Callisto Protocol is next. This is a game I am mega excited for, made by the people that made Dead Space. This is a horror game that I want. I am so hoping it comes out this year, and I'm so hoping it's good. I've gone 82 because I don't think it's going to be as good as Dead Space, but I think it's going to be a very good game. And Phippsy also, I've got to mention, Phippsy got the same score. It's our third game with the same score, 82 as well. I think it's going to be a great game. Not quite the upper echelons, but I think it'll be a great horror game. And I really hope it comes out this year. I can see it going to next. Another game, the final game, not the final game, but the final game that me and Phippsy got the same score on. So the fourth and final one with the same score, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. 93 we've got. Zelda Breath of the Wild, let me just double check. I believe it got 97. Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch, 97, which is incredible. We've got 96 on the Wii U. No one even has a Wii U. I've got 93 because, again, similar to God of War, I feel like Breath of the Wild come out and stunned the world because it was that good. It was that good and that new for Zelda. Whereas, because this one's, obviously it might not be called Breath of the Wild 2, but we all know what I'm talking about. Whereas this one is going to be more, I think they will have a lot of new stuff, but be more of the same. I just think that does bring down the score a little bit. I hope I'm wrong, because if it's another 97, then it is absolutely blown out of the park again. It'll get Game of the Year. But yeah, I think 93 obviously is an incredible score, and it's a game I'm super excited for. And finally, last but not least, Lord of the Rings Gollum. I watched was it a new trailer or gameplay for this, and it looked a bit average to me, so I've gone 76. Phippsy's gone 79, pretty similar. And I think those scores are going to be pretty accurate. So that is it. That's our 30 games for 2022, our predictions. So far, Phippsy is winning 2 points to 0 after getting closer than me on Rainbow Six Extraction and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Arceus? I think it's Arceus. We will review this time next year to see who wins and who wins a pizza. And yeah. Let me know, guys, what you think. Who you think is going to win? Who you think had the best predictions? Also, if you want to, you can send in your predictions. I can put this list on Twitter, and you can send in your predictions, or you can just listen along and do it as you're doing it. Yeah. Or if you just wanted to just say a certain game, what do you think God of War Ragnarok is going to get? What do you think Starfield's going to get? Zelda's going to get? Horizon Forbidden West. Looking at this, so I predicted 1, 2, 3 90s. Phippsy's predicted 1, 2, 3 90s, all the same ones. Zelda, God of War, and Elden Ring. Which is very fair. I think if you had to pick, the highest score I gave was for Zelda, I think. Yes, Zelda. So I went Zelda 93, God of War 92, Elden Ring 91, Phippsy went God of War 94, and then Elden Ring and Zelda at 93. Yeah. Phippsy also gave the lowest scores of 65. Did I even go below 70? I don't think I did, that's bad. One of these games is definitely going to get below 70. Yeah, I didn't even go below 70. That's bad on my part. One of these games going below 70, and Phippsy's probably got one of them, so oh well. That's fine. My bad. Fucking Rainbow Six Extraction almost did. It got 73, so yeah, I probably went too high on a lot of these. So yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. Who do you think is going to win between me and Phippsy? And yeah, let's move on to our Game Club game.
The Part-Time Gamers Game Club.
As you heard there, a little new jingle for this section. The Part-Time Gamers Game Club. I forgot what it was called for a second. Yeah, Prey. Prey is our Part-Time Gamers Game Club of the month, as you know, if you've been watching the last few episodes. Next week will be the Prey review, so look forward to that. And I can happily say that I have beaten Prey. So very, very different to when I played Mortal Shell last Game Club month. I have beaten Prey. It took me 20 and a half hours, roughly, I think. 20 and a half? Yeah, or 21 hours. I have beaten it. So I'm not going to say too much about it this week, because obviously it's more going to be next week's review. But I will say that I am very happy with this game. I'm very happy I played it. If you've been playing along, let me know what you think of the game, how far you got. Have you beaten it yet? Are you ready for the review next week? And obviously next week we'll pick a new game for for February. Fucking hell, it's only January still. January's gone on so long. Yeah, we'll pick a new game for February. The PlayStation Plus games have come out this month and they're not very good. I think it was UFC, PlayStation Plus February 2022. I normally want to pick a game from there, but they're just, there's Tiny Tina's Borderlands thing, which is not the new one that's coming out. Like they had another one, I don't know. So I'm not going to take one from there. I'm probably going to pick something from Game Pass again. But it's going to be a much shorter game. It definitely can't be a game like Prey again, because Prey took me 20 hours, and February has Sifu, Horizon Forbidden West, and Elden Ring that I want to try Elden Ring, but I want to beat the other two. So the February game's going to be a bit shorter than Prey. I apologise if Prey's been too much for anyone who has been playing along, because it's a long game. It's a stressful game in terms of like the way it makes you feel, but it's very good. I'm really looking forward to reviewing it next week. So yeah, no more to talk about that. What else have you been playing? I have been playing mainly Prey. I'm going to open my phone again because I don't think I've played much else than Prey. I turned on Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Game Pass, but I didn't even beat the first mission. I just turned it on just for the fun of it. It looked really good actually, and graphically. I do want to play some more. A little bit of Halo Infinite. Obviously I played Rainbow Six Extraction with Phippsy last week, which was really fun. I don't think I played any more Nobody Saves the World. I want to, but I played Hitman 3. Did I mention that last week? I can't remember if I mentioned that last week or not. I can't remember when I did it. But I tried Hitman 3 on Game Pass as well. And if you haven't watched it, I made a video from my Twitch highlights from that, which was quite fun. But yeah, mainly been playing Prey. I've been so into it. And now I've got, what I want to do next is Prey has multiple endings. I've got 2 of them. One of them is like a not a real ending. I'll explain more next week because I can spoil stuff. Then I've got another ending and I want to get the final ending. But I've saved at a point, basically you go one way or the other, and I've saved at a point where I can do that. So I'm going to do that quickly, I think today or some point. I honestly might play through it again, but like not in this kind of like strict, got to beat it in a month kind of thing, just like play it whenever I want. Because there's a whole different way of playing the game, like a whole different way of playing it. So sorry guys, I just went into a bit of a coughing fit there. I have no idea what happened. Anyway, yeah, I am looking at playing Prey again because it's that good. That's all I can think about at the moment because I beat it last night. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, what have you been playing? What games are you enjoying at the moment? What game are you looking forward to next month? Are any of those games that I mentioned that are coming out next month you're looking forward to? Personally for me, can't wait for Sifu, which I'll be getting on the 6th. So there's one more Part-Time Games Weekly and then I'll be getting it. Then Horizon Forbidden West. I know Phippsy's looking forward to Sifu and Elden Ring. What are you guys looking forward to? Are you picking up any of those 3 games? I'd recommend Horizon, but Phippsy recommend Elden Ring. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys, and yeah, obviously let us know what you think about the Metacritic predictions. What are your predictions? Who do you think will win, me or Phippsy? If you like this video, please leave it a like. Subscribe if you want to see these every week and all our other videos that come up on YouTube. And yeah, look forward to the Prey review next week. It's going to be a good one, and I'll see you next time.